Hello and welcome back to a brand new 2023 Clean With Me Marathon. If you are new here, I would love if you would hit that subscribe button and join the family. It is 100% free and you will be notified of any new video uploads. Now in today's video, we are going to be doing lots of cleaning, some home decorating, and I'm including tons of simple and delicious recipes. And if you are new here, my name is Amanda, and let me assure you, I keep things very real and share all the real life moments here on my channel. Now, I typically share all things homemaking like cleaning, organizing, decluttering, house projects, DIY home makeovers, recipes, and I share all those things because I'm passionate about how important homemaking is and how everyone should feel pride in taking care of their home, and I really hope to inspire you to feel more happiness through it. Now, if you are new to the whole cleaning marathon concept, my husband actually came up with that idea years and years ago, so we have been doing it here on my channel for a very long time. But basically, this will give you the opportunity to watch a super long video and clean right along with me. So you can put this up on your TV, tablet, or phone and get constant motivation without the interruption of a video ending too soon. You'll know those cleaning motivation videos are amazing, but sometimes they just aren't long enough to really be able to tackle everything that you need. So this video is going to fix that problem completely. And as a bonus, you have a friend to hang out with while you work. Now, I also wanted to mention a giveaway that I have going on for the next month or so, and I am giving away $200 cash, and all you have to do is make sure that you are subscribed to my channel, and then be sure to comment on all of the videos that I'm putting up this month. And as always, all of the details are in the description box down below. I'm so happy you're here to hang out with me today. Now let's go ahead and get into things. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a really fun video because I'm going to be sharing lots of inspiration, tons of new recipe ideas, and also several ways to stay on track this summer. I always have these big goals for summer. We're going to do all these things. It's not going to be chaotic. It's going to be, relaxing, such a great time with the kids. And if I do not put a lot of things in place to accomplish that, it's just not going to be our summer reality. Instead, things are going to be chaotic. There's going to be no routines. It'll kind of be a free-for-all, and then before we know it, we'll be going back to school in the fall, and I will have not accomplished basically anything that I wanted to, speaking from experience. So we are going to be really focusing on setting things in place, getting new routines set up, and I'm really excited for this video. I'm excited to take you guys along with me on this process, share all the tips, all the mom hacks, all the things. So let's go ahead and jump into it. I wanna hear you say all right, we are going to be going upstairs in just a moment, but before we do that, I do want to get a crock pot meal started. That's going to actually be dinner tonight, and also it'll make a ton, so it's going to double as like meal prep for throughout the week that we can grab on, especially because we are literally days away from our kids being out of school for the summer. And this is just one of the things, I'll kind of touch on it later, but this is one of the things that I want to do every week. Not specifically this meal, but one meal in general. So excuse all the mess surrounding me right now. We are going to come down and clean that, but I just want to get this going first so that I don't forget and it has enough time to cook. So we're going to first pull out our crock pot, and then I'll show you all the ingredients that we're going to need for this recipe. So what you're going to need for this recipe is a pork loin, some brown sugar, apple cider vinegar, some kind of hot sauce, of course salt and pepper, and then some cayenne pepper and red pepper flakes, and that is it. And you will need a slow cooker. And as always, all of the recipe cards will be over on my website as well as up on the screen so that you can screenshot that, print them off, save them to your phone, whatever, just for an easy way to keep the recipe and store it or save it for later. To start this off, we are just going to add our pork loin into our crock pot. Season it with salt and pepper, and then we'll put in about 1.5 cups of the apple cider vinegar. And then we're going to cook that, and then we will use actually the rest of the ingredients at like kind of towards the end. Also, can we just take a moment, like this is my first video I'm filming in our new kitchen. Obviously, you can probably see we don't have our backsplash, not yet. I think that we're gonna try to do that next week, so you guys will see that then, but I'm so excited, like things are coming together in here. So we used to live in North Carolina for actually only like 13 months, but that's where Luke was born. And I remember going to a friend's house for dinner and they made Carolina barbecue. And I'm typically not like the biggest barbecue fan. I've become, you know, more interested in barbecue as I've gotten a little older, but I used to not be a fan of barbecue at all. And she was like, oh, we're making Carolina barbecue. And I was like, okay. And I went and it was so delicious. Like, it's not like a really saucy barbecue, but it's a little tangy from the vinegar. It is just so incredible. So ever since then, that was like 12 years ago, and I have loved Carolina barbecue. So that's literally all you do to start. Put your pork loin in, put the apple cider in, season with salt and pepper. Then you're gonna cook it on low for about 8 hours or so until it's kind of starting to fall apart, and then we will add in the rest of the stuff. Also, I just want to say I got several of the beautiful appliances, like that's the name of them kind of, from Walmart. I'll link them down below, but I got them for Christmas and they have been such an upgrade to like all of my old ones. I love them so much. So, all right, we got our crock pot meal done. Next, we're actually going to go upstairs and I want to go through some of the boys' clothes so that they're not having like 50 shirts or something that are just getting thrown around the house all summer long. I want to only keep the ones that really fit them and the ones that they use and kind of minimize that just a little bit to make summer laundry more attainable. And then once we're done with that, we'll come down, tidy things up, and we'll get into all the recipes, lots of food prep, all the good stuff. All right, if you have kids, then you know how difficult it is for kids to keep their attention while you're going through their clothes and seeing what fits and what doesn't. And so I started doing this 10 years or something, forever I've been doing this. Basically, instead of pulling up everything, holding up everything to them, every item of clothing they have, what I do is I will find one item of each, so like one shorts, one pants, one long sleeve, one short sleeve, and then holding it up to them, having them try it on, and I basically find like what is the smallest size that will fit them, and then I know anything that's smaller than that they have outgrown. So last night I went through with all the boys and I found like this is Luke's shorts that fits. This is a shirt that I know is like, it's not really oversized on him, so it's pretty fitted. He has a long sleeve shirt where the sleeves fit, they're long enough. Pants where the pants are long enough. And then basically I will just compare all the clothes that he has in his drawers to these ones that I already know fit, and then anything that is smaller than that I know can be stored away for their brothers, donated, whatever the case may be. Now I have a problem I used to do where each of the boys would only have like 10 of something, so they would only have 10 shirts or 10 shorts or 10 pants or whatever. I feel like long sleeve shirts and pants, they kind of stick to that. But with shirts and shorts, they wear them all year round. And anytime I find like good deals at Goodwill or even Walmart, sometimes if they're on sale, I have a hard time saying no, especially when it's really good shape or if it's something that's a brand name and a really good deal. And so they just have too many. Honestly, like they probably only go through like the top layer in like their shirts and shorts, and so I do need to get rid of some of those, especially ones that no longer fit, where I feel like I never see them wear. So since they are not here, I am going to put anything that still would fit but I don't think they're gonna wear into like a maybe pile, and then they can go through those when they get home and decide like what they want to keep, what they want to get rid of. All right, so now we are left with, maybe Luke will end up going through these when he gets home from school. And then these are the ones that don't fit. So we'll end up packing those away because I think those are in good shape. And they're not quite going to fit Liam, but they will fit him in the next year or so. I forget, it's always sad when I do Noah's clothes now because we're done having kids. And so instead of like passing on the clothes, which isn't so sad, I just have to get rid of them. Thankfully, we have a neighbor down the road that she has 3 little boys also, and so she can use them, but sad. All right, for Noah, these are the ones that I'm going to ask him about. Some are like on the verge of fitting or not, so I'm going to maybe quickly like double check them. And then some I just feel like he never picks. So I'm going to ask if he wants those. And then these are the ones that we are going to give to a friend or donate because they no longer fit. We're driving cars on a Mars tonight. We're blasting off to the stars tonight. These are the ones we're gonna keep for now. And then these ones we're getting rid of, but they are like not in good shape, like all torn up. So I think we're just going to get rid of these ones. Stuck in the middle of coming inside and walking out. Just stay for a little. You say as you close the door behind me, look in the mirror, hearing you whisper in my ear. Say, are you a sinner or a beginner? Yeah, let's get unpredictable tonight. You and me and vodka call a lie. And I'm putting myself in situations, standing on my own. They say that you love a confrontation, and that everybody knows you white lies, white scars, all nights, black bars, burning me up, you're burning me up. All right, you know I cannot pass up sharing some real life moments of how messy our home really is. If you are looking around your home and you're comparing it to those Instagram houses that are perfect and everything is in its place, just know that's not true reality. And I'm here to share the reality of things with you. Things are not always beautiful. Things are not always perfect, but we can make them better. We can clean things up, get it organized, and that's exactly what we're doing today. This is something we're gonna work on in just a few. So let's set this aside, but we'll be coming back to it. Okay, I just want to show you these. I just ordered them and I got them in the mail I think yesterday. So they are flour sack kitchen towels. I'll link them below. I like hate using paper towels and I've tried different options. Basically, I want to use these flour sack towels in place of regular paper towels because you can just wash them. My mom actually has some of these and I love using them at her house. They're really good size. They're very thin, but they're also pretty absorbent. And I feel like these will be perfect just to use as you would a paper towel. Then you can toss them in the wash. I'm just always like trying to find ways to waste less. So anyway, I'm really excited for these. I'm going to have to figure out like exactly where I'm going to put a dirty bin for them just because I want it to be really functional. And so I want it to be easy to like throw things away. But I did want to show you guys those and I'll update you guys how it's going with these, but I have high hopes for them. Anyway, I'm gonna put these away, but I wanted to show you guys that. Also, I wanted to mention I love these Molly suds for keeping our clothes white. I have used them for years and years and years. I have found them on Amazon, but they are a lot more expensive than when I find them on Grove Collaborative. So I typically will buy in bulk when I go on Grove Collaborative and get that good deal. So I will leave a link down below for them. But if you're looking for something to whiten your whites, look no further. This powder is amazing.
I might go too fast. I don't care about those limits. 'Cause I want this to last like nothing ever lasts before. I might go too fast. Suddenly I feel so rich. No, I don't know nothing. Oh, I can't let this slip. No, I gotta seize the moment. Have you even noticed? Are you thinking about me? Are you thinking about me? I'm having a hard time not doing anything other than thinking about you. So thinking about me, 'cause I've been thinking about you. I've been thinking about you. Don't wanna go too fast, 'cause I know that people get scared sometimes. Hope it's not this time, 'cause I might go too fast. Suddenly I feel so rich. No, I don't know nothing. Oh, I can't let this slip. No, I gotta seize the moment. Have you even noticed? Are you thinking about me? Are you thinking about me? I'm having a hard time not doing anything other than thinking about you. So thinking about me, 'cause I've been thinking about you. I've been thinking about you. I've been thinking about you. I know we just met, but it feels like I know you. We love the same things. You want a house in Malibu. Are you feeling the same way I do? Are you feeling the same way I do?
Oh my gosh, I love a good sink cleaning. Call me weird, call me whatever. I don't know if this is like a normal thing, but to me, it is so satisfying to not only clean my sink, but even to like watch a sink be cleaned. It's just so satisfying, and I feel like it actually makes our kitchen feel a lot more clean once I get the sink cleaned. And I didn't actually do this today, but typically I will drop a few drops of essential oils down the drain just to freshen up the sink. And if you are finding that your sink is having a little extra smell to it, try that trick out. It works amazingly.
Someone that I knew. I just hope you won't get hurt.
We have had this stove for about a month or so. We cook on it every single night, and I have not had to use a cleaner on it at all yet. So right here you can see I am literally cleaning with my e-cloth and just water, and then I'm going back through with my bloom towel and drying it all off, and it is coming out perfect. I have honestly just been so impressed with the induction cooktop, not only for cleanup obviously, but actually just with the precision in cooking. It feels a lot like gas, and we have just been over the moon about it. Also, do you see that extremely unfinished backsplash behind the counter? You can go ahead and say goodbye to that because we are going to be tackling that this week. We are going to be picking our backsplash over on our vlog channel this week, and we are going to be installing it ourselves, and you will see that in next Monday's video. So wish us luck and stay tuned for that. I'm loving seeing everything kind of come together, but also, I did want to mention, is our kitchen at this point of the remodel kind of reminding you of our Utah home? I feel like the further into this kitchen renovation that we get, it is feeling more and more like our Utah kitchen, and I'm not hating it. We totally love that kitchen, but it's funny because we obviously have a style, and that must be what it is.
Everything seems so good. I guess I can't help myself. Would you call me if I'm in the dark? I'm calling up 'cause I'm right under the stars. Would you run on me leaving this mark? But baby, I'm the one who's breaking hearts, one who's breaking hearts. We run away, so let us up when we're low. Just chase the waves, we'll make it up as we go. If you're heavy, I'll show you where to go. Won't you set free? Behind the time for love, we run away.
Okay, so we are about to get into all the meals, produce prep and meal prep, all this stuff. I'm also gonna be making some freezer meals, so yummy. But I'm first going to basically prep out like a lemonade stand kit. During the summer, the boys want to do like 1,000 lemonade stands, but getting everything together for it is our holdup. Once I set this up once, it's going to be easy. Oh yeah, you want to do a lemonade stand? Sure, you know, we can go down, sit for lemonade, but it's like we don't have to do all the prep work of it. All we have to do basically is make the lemonade, put it in the jar, and take our stuff and go. It's almost like summer prep versus meal prep. Like we're doing a little bit now so we can do a lot more later. All right, next we are going to be making 3 different freezer meals. That is another one of my goals for this summer, is to have at least 2 to 3 freezer meals at all times in my freezer. So everything is actually gonna come from this freezer dump dinner, freezer friendly dump dinners. I will link it down below. It's just a cookbook. There's no pictures, it's not really fancy, but there's a ton of different options in here for freezer meals. So if you struggle with like figuring out what freezer meals to make, definitely recommend that one. So today we are going to put together barbecue chicken, street tacos, Hawaiian chicken sandwiches, and then island chicken, which can go over rice. Now obviously I'm not gonna be making the sandwiches, but I'm just gonna be making like all the filling for that. And then the day that we decide to have that, you can just take it out the night before or take it out for a little bit and defrost it and then pop it into your slow cooker. And a lot of times when we have sandwiches like that, I'll end up just eating it over a salad, but a lot of these are very versatile. It's just very simple things that we can go ahead and put together now so that later we can save money, eat healthier, and avoid some extra chaos. This first one is going to be the barbecue chicken street tacos. So you'll need chicken breast, some barbecue sauce, a can of black beans, and a red onion. So I don't make freezer meals as often as I would like to, but when I do make them, I do try to make a couple at a time, either like 2 or 3 of the same meal, or I'll make like this where I'm able to get like 1 big pack of chicken and I can use that pack for multiple meals. That way I'm not wasting, I'm not having to buy like a ton of really special things, and it just makes it easier. Also, these little guys, they fold down flat and obviously go back in. They're really nice for making freezer meals. I got them in a pack of 6. I figure I only ever need 2, so I did get rid of the other ones. But I'll link them down below. They are really awesome for like keeping your bag open when you're making freezer meals. So first I'm just going to make the barbecue chicken street tacos. So I'm going to put basically 2 of these chicken breasts. The recipe calls for 4 small boneless ones, but these are pretty big ones, so I think this will be great. I'm going to add in 1 cup of drained and rinsed black beans, along with 2 cups of barbecue sauce. You can use whatever one you like. And then the last thing that I need for this one is just a small onion, or I'm gonna go ahead and chop up this big onion, and I'll just use half of it. Add that right in. And then I just like to kind of move everything around because it's going to be frozen, so you want to make sure like all those flavors get pushed together, and then you're set. One tip for this is I do like to store them flat so that it will store in your freezer really easily and not take up a ton of extra space. And then for the shredded Hawaiian chicken sandwiches, you're going to need chicken breast, barbecue sauce, crushed pineapples, and a red onion. So we are going to start again with 2 chicken breasts right in the bottom. Then I'm going to add in half a cup of barbecue sauce. Then you're going to add in 1 can of crushed pineapples. Do not drain this because you want that yummy juice. We're going to need to chop another either small red onion or half of a large onion. Pop that right in there. Get as much air out as you can. And then mix it all up and then flatten it out. And then for the island chicken that you'll kind of put over rice or something, you'll need chicken breast, brown sugar, pineapple slices, some cumin, some paprika, and then you'll also need some orange juice, about 1 cup of orange juice. You can use fresh or, a jar of it. And then you'll also need half a cup of lime juice. And I always recommend using real limes just because you're going to get such a better flavor. So once again, we are going to add 2 of these large chicken breasts into the bottom of the bag. Do you see how nice this little holder is? It just makes it so convenient. First, we're gonna start with the brown sugar. And if you guys have a good tip that actually works with brown sugar, like not getting hard, I just added some in like not long ago, and it's already so hard again. I've tried like the marshmallow, that didn't seem to work very well. We'll call that good. 1/4 cup of brown sugar, 1 tablespoon of cumin, and then we're going to add in 1 teaspoon of paprika, 1 cup of orange juice. Again, you can use the orange juice like from a jar, or you can use fresh. And then you'll need a 1/4 cup of lime juice. I always recommend using fresh limes and lemons when you can, because I just feel like the jar lime and lemon juice never tastes the same. Also, a quick little tip, when you're juicing citrus, if you spend a minute and roll it, it just kind of like releases all that juice from the inside, and then when you go to juice it, a lot more comes out a lot easier. Finally, we are just going to add the pineapple slices, and we're not going to drain this or anything because again, you want that good juice. All right, since I plan to prep out a bunch of produce and several meals and things, I really needed to just very quickly go through my fridge, pull out any of the items that maybe have gone bad, and especially pull out everything that I'm going to be prepping. That way I can put it all back in there and I'll have room and a nice clear space to kind of organize it all. So a few of these things are for some recipes that I'm gonna share with you guys. Pretty much all of that is produce that I just want to prep out, and then a few of these are like random things, so those will just go back in the fridge. But for now, I'm just gonna set them out and then I will put them back. But I kind of cleared out some spots so that I can put my organized food in there and make it a lot nicer to open this fridge and get what you're looking for. Okay, so next we are going to be prepping out some produce and just doing like food prep, meal prep in general for the week. So typically I will meal prep or food prep usually once a week. I'll usually do it like when we get our groceries, but I don't ever have like a really specific way I do it when I don't have things totally planned out, especially during summer when it's a little bit more chaotic. Things don't happen so smoothly. So I went ahead and made a food prep checklist. I just made it up on our computer, so I'll try to link this for you guys on our website. This is going to be like exactly what I like to do, kind of broken down, but if you want to do things differently, then I also made up like a blank one that you can use, and hopefully that will help you out too. So I like to have one meal in the fridge. That could be like a rice dish, like my jambalaya that I've shared. It could just be shredded meat, like what we're making today. There's lots of different ideas, and basically inside the boxes, I just put different ideas. And then I also like to have veggie trays. So I got these from Amazon. I love them. They are airtight. It actually has these 4 little compartments. Take the carrots out, enjoy it with the hummus, put it back when you're done. If everyone's wanting to snack around the TV or something, like you can take this whole tray out, snack on it, put the lid back when you're done. It has worked out so well for our family. So I do have 2 of them and we use them constantly. And I've noticed when I don't have them prepped out in here, we just don't grab for the veggies. I like to have 2 veggie trays made up. So in there I have carrots, cucumbers, broccoli, peppers, celery, whatever we have. And then I like to have 1 to 2 containers of fruit, 1 grain or carb prepped out. So that could be rice, like brown rice, quinoa, sweet potatoes, cooked pinto beans, things like that. Basically things that can kind of like fill up your meals a little bit. So I also like to have 1 healthy snack. So that could be like oat bites. I've shared, I think, multiple oat bite recipes on my channel. I do mini muffins. I think I shared that recipe in a recent homemaking video you can look up. Even like just smoothie bags. You can basically take like frozen fruit, spinach, whatever, pop it in there, and then all you have to do to have a smoothie is just dump it in with some either yogurt or milk or water or whatever. And then the other thing that I like to do is a green salad. I will always have green salad in our fridge pretty much. I sometimes like to have hard-boiled eggs, overnight oats or chia pudding, and then ranch dressing I like to have also. And then I did put a section for notes so that like as I'm doing this throughout the summer, if I'm realizing, oh, I really like to have this, or I really don't need, 2 things of fruit prepped, like I can write those notes and then adjust this accordingly. So all that to say, this is my food prep checklist, and I think it's going to make things a lot easier and a lot more organized during the busy summer. That little egg cooker is amazing, and honestly I really love it for our kids because they're able to make eggs themselves that way. Totally not a necessary thing, but something that I totally feel is worth having in your kitchen if you cook hard-boiled eggs very often at all. But also I did want to mention this new strainer bowl. I will link it down below along with everything else that I'm using in today's video. And if I forget to link something, let me know in the comments and I'll try to find that for you. But I love this little strainer. It's worked really, really well. And I also wanted to mention, I started like a while back, I don't remember when, but quite a while back, I stopped pulling all of the grapes off the stems and instead I kind of cut them into bunches. And I feel like it, 1, takes a lot less time to prep, and 2, it's just actually a lot easier. You can just grab a little bunch versus having to get a bowl and picking out like how many grapes you want. I feel like it's just all around a better system. While the rice is cooking and the eggs are hard boiling, we are going to make some ranch. I have shared this on the channel several times, but in case if you haven't ever tried it or you haven't seen it or you're new here, I'm going to share it again today. This is like my go-to ranch. It is dairy-free because it turns out a lot of mayonnaise, mayos, whatever, are dairy-free, and since I typically will eat it dairy-free, that's what I use. I actually prefer this ranch to other ranches anyway, plus I love dill and I can add a little bit extra in this, so that is what I'm going to make. So for this, you are going to need a little bit of milk, and then you'll need some garlic pepper or garlic powder, some onion powder, some dried dill, dried parsley, salt and pepper to taste, some apple cider vinegar. However, I have used regular white vinegar. If you don't have any, it's just a little bit more of a strong taste. And then the base for this recipe is going to be mayonnaise, so you can use whatever one you have on hand. Okay, to make this, we are going to start by adding in 1 cup of mayonnaise. Now, I actually love using mason jars because it does have like a measurement on the side, so I don't even have to bother measuring that out. Actually, you know what? There's like literally not a lot of mayonnaise left. I'm just gonna make it in the mayonnaise jar. Next, we're going to add in 1 tablespoon of dried parsley, along with 1 teaspoon of garlic pepper or garlic powder, or half a teaspoon of dill, or I like to add in a little extra, so I'm gonna do like a full teaspoon of dill. Then we're going to add in 1 teaspoon of onion powder, about 2 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar. And then how much milk you add is going to depend on like how thick you want your recipe. So I would say between 4 to 6 tablespoons. I will usually do 4, maybe 5, just so that it's like thick enough to kind of make as a dip, but also thin enough to pour over a salad or something. Like shake it up in here. This makes it really easier, like a lot easier than doing it in a bowl. And then of course you're gonna wanna add salt and pepper to taste. I've made this a lot, so I typically am pretty good now about like knowing how much to add, but we'll try this out.
Pull it together before it's too late, and now a glass in my mind.
I'm actually thinking that I might want to trade out our smaller salad spinner and replace it with a larger one. That way I don't have to do as many batches to get like a full salad. But anyway, I am just going ahead and cutting up all the lettuce and washing that off. Now, lots of times I actually will add in like shredded carrots, bell peppers, green onions, that kind of thing, and just add that on top of the salad. But today we are doing just a straight up green salad, and we can add things on top throughout the week if we want. You look how gross that produce water is. I'm thankful that I got it all cleaned off because I do not want everyone eating all that.
I feel the pressure.
I've shared a lot of overnight oats here on the channel, so I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of those different recipes. There's like a million different variations, but this is going to be chia seed pudding, so it's kind of like the same idea. It's eaten cold, but I'm going to show you like the base recipe for this, and then you can basically add whatever like toppings, like fruit toppings, whatever you want. And then you can also make it chocolate chia seed pudding just by adding a little bit of cocoa powder in there. So yummy. So for the base recipe, you're going to need, of course, chia seeds and then some kind of milk. So I either like using almond milk, oat milk, or coconut milk. Then this is optional, but if you want it a little sweet, you can add in some maple syrup. And then this is also optional, but you can add in some vanilla extract if you want. It's so yummy this way. Basically today we are just going to be making like the base recipe, and then I'll add in some fruit on top. So I have frozen mango chunks today, and then I also have some frozen cherries. One of my favorites is peaches. Another one is just like adding berries on there. Like I said, you can do chocolate. Once I'm ready to pull it out of the fridge, I will add my coconut on there. So for the base recipe, you're going to add in 2 tablespoons of chia seeds. And then to that, you're going to add in half a cup of whatever milk you want. Half a teaspoon of vanilla extract if you want, and about 1 teaspoon of maple syrup. And then you're just gonna give that a little stir. And to these, I'm just going to add some of the different fruits. The next thing we are going to make is like a Greek-inspired quinoa salad. I've been really into quinoa salads lately, and I feel like they're perfect for summer. So for this recipe, you are going to need some quinoa. I went ahead and made some quinoa last night so that it could chill in the fridge. So I have about 2 cups of cooked quinoa. You're going to need an English cucumber, part of a small red onion, some cherry or grape tomatoes. You'll also need some feta cheese, Guatemala olives, so yummy, some red wine vinegar, some minced garlic. You can do fresh or jarred like I always do. Some lemon juice. Again, you can use it in the container or you can do fresh. I always go for fresh if I can. Some olive oil and salt and pepper.
When you come, everything just turns around. I get stunned by your drum. I follow you into the sun.
Of course, we're gonna start by prepping out our produce, which isn't a lot, but we're just going to chop up the onion, slice and dice up the cucumber, and then slice up the cherry tomatoes. We're gonna go ahead and just add all of our quinoa and everything that we chopped up into a mixing bowl, and we'll mix that up really good, and then we'll make the quick little dressing.
Wait a second.
Okay, so we're gonna start out with maybe like between 1/3 and 1/4 cup of olive oil. Then you're going to add in 3 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. And then we are going to add in some garlic, the juice of half a lemon. And then you're just going to add in a little salt and pepper. A good stir. We'll just pour it right on.
I wanna stay up late with my heart in your head. Maybe stare too much cause you don't understand. You got me gone. You don't understand. You got me gone. But sometimes I might be a bit selfish when you're way too humble. Might be overzealous, getting you in trouble. Cause I'm a little bit unsteady, even a little bit mad. Might be a disaster, or just the best you've ever had. Or just the best you've ever had. Cause I'm a little bit unsteady, even a little bit mad. Might be a disaster. When I'm with you, I feel different, like I'm brand new, less ignoring. Still it feels just like I'm waiting for something better.
All right, I am going to quickly put all this in the fridge because I have to run, go pick up a Facebook Marketplace find. You guys will see that in, I think, next week's video is what I'm planning to actually work on that. The Carolina barbecue is still heating up, so when I cook that, or when I like prepare it for dinner, I'll show you the rest of that recipe. And then I also have a yummy smoothie that I think I'm gonna make tonight, and I'll show you that as well. So I will see you guys in just a few.
Life goes up and it goes down. I know my mom taught me that. I figured why we fool around so little, and we keep track of time, being so serious. Idiots thinking it will matter, keep me company downtown before the clock runs out. Sun is shining, but the rain is welcome too. Friends are nearby, don't need another view. Time is not on my mind, but then it's you. Oh, I love it when the love comes around, and then I remember all things must pass. But I'm not gonna wake up, wake up. I'm not ready, let me have another day. Don't wake up, wake up. Keep it steady, cause I'm happy, I'm not gonna wake up. No, no, not yet. Whoa, no, not yet. Whoa, no, no, not yet. Whoa, I'm afraid I'll end up nowhere. They keep saying I'll be fine, but how you know that I'll be there? When
All right, I am back from picking up the Facebook Marketplace find. So this is all done cooking. So good, it's gonna be amazing. So it's all ready to shred. So basically what we're gonna do is take this out, reserve 2 cups of liquid. We're going to shred all of the pork, and then we'll add in those other ingredients into the hot liquid, let that kind of stir together, and then we'll add the pork right back in, and it will just have like the most delicious flavor. I love Carolina barbecue.
they keep saying I'll be fine, but how you know that I'll be there? When it feels like I'm lying every time someone asks how it goes, and I save the details that actually mean something.
Okay, now to this hot liquid, we are going to add about 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. So I'm gonna add a couple of little chunks because my brown sugar is really hard and crunchy. Okay, and then depending like how hot you want this or how not hot you want this, like add more or less. I'm gonna do almost a tablespoon of this Frank's Red Hot Sauce. I'm gonna do just like a pinch because you can always add a little more of cayenne pepper and then a little bit of red pepper flake. So now we're just gonna stir that up, and then we'll add all of that pork back into there and give that a good stir. So that is how it's looking, and now I'm just going to let this continue to cook on low until we're ready to eat, but first we're gonna do a smoothie.
Spinning like a broken record. For a player, you don't know that many major chords. We hang out and then
So to start with the smoothie, we are going to add a lot of spinach. You can add however much or however little you want, but you really don't taste it at all. And so I just like to pack it in, but I will suggest putting in the spinach first so that it has time to like really get blended up the most down there and you don't have like leaves of spinach. And also this is like not a measurement at all with this, but like I'm gonna make this for my entire family. Then you're going to want to add a banana or an avocado. Avocado basically does the same thing as a banana. It just makes it really nice and creamy. Don't shy away from avocado, like you cannot taste the avocado at all. Next, we're going to add in some almond butter. You don't have to do this, but this is something that kind of gives you some healthy fats in your smoothie and it makes it a lot more satiating. Then we're going to add in some frozen mangoes. You can also add in like some peaches, just whatever kind of fruit you have. And then I'm going to go between adding some coconut and almond milk, but you really do want this fruit to be frozen because that's what's going to make it really nice and cold. If you don't have frozen fruit, you'll want to add some ice.
you come back and say, I'm sorry, boo. And I know you never mean it, gets you in though. Did you call me cause you had to? Cause you know I'd throw your suitcase out the window. I don't need you here to feel good. No, I'm not angry, I got better things to do. Tell your friends I will be just fine. Don't need no therapist, there's nothing like wine.
Oh my gosh, I have to mention, I got these cups about a month ago from Temu and I just cannot get over how cute they are. They're totally my favorite way to enjoy smoothies. It obviously doesn't make them taste any different, but it's just the little things and I love these cups. If you try any of these recipes, tag me over on Instagram or Facebook. Let me know what you try and how you like them. And also, if you like these recipes, definitely check out my homemaking playlist. I will have it linked down below in the description box. But in those videos, there are hundreds of easy, family-friendly recipes just like these. And if you're needing some more recipe inspiration, that's definitely the place to go. But right here, you can see I'm just plating up our dinner, the Carolina barbecue, and I am actually having it on top of a salad, and everyone else is having it on a sandwich. Either way, it's so yummy. And also, I did forget to mention earlier on in the video, however, the recipe card does reflect this. I usually will add in liquid smoke when I'm cooking the meat, and I completely spaced it. It was still good, but I definitely missed it. But I feel like that just kind of gives it that rustic barbecue flavor. So when you make this dish, be sure to add in some liquid smoke and you'll love it. I will see you in next week's house projects video. We are doing so much to our kitchen next week, and of course a few little things around the house as well, but I will link more homemaking videos right here if you want some more cleaning motivation, if you need some more recipes, if you just want someone to hang out with. I'm here, I'm your girl. As always, thank you so much for being here. Make sure to subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be decorating for summer and I am so excited. I love summer. It's one of my favorite times of year just because of all the energy that's kind of floating around, but I cannot believe we are already to summer because I feel like winter lasted forever and then spring went by like that. Like, I just cannot believe we're already to this point, but I'm so excited for today because we are going to be decorating our main living area. We're gonna be decorating in our living room, Also our brand new renovated kitchen. We're gonna be decorating in there as well. And I am doing it all on a low budget, of course. So I'm going to be reusing a lot of decor that I already had. I'm also going to be sharing 3 new recipes. So I'm going to share some delicious homemade strawberry lemonade, also a 1-pot pasta, super quick and simple to put together. And I'm also going to be sharing the most refreshing and delicious summer salad, perfect for summertime. We have a ton to get done today, so let's get into it.
I wanna hear you say that you only want me. Sunshine betting on a good time. I've been chasing butterflies all afternoon. Night drives cruising on the highlight, spending all of my time kicking with you, honey, with you. Ooh, honey, with you. Oh.
So the boys are home for the summer, which means our house is full of lots of lively, loud, wild energy. But one thing that we've been doing every single day, actually morning and night, is like a family pickup. And it has been saving me. It's been making our house not feel so chaotic all summer long. So I never like look forward to the pickup, but it only takes a few minutes because we're doing it twice a day as a family. And so anyway, we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna call the boys down. Luke's actually not here. He's at a camp right now, but Liam and Noah are gonna come down. We are going to do a quick family pickup, tidy up the space. Then I will do my own little cleaning, and then we will get into decorating. Alexa announced, "Okay boys, come on down. We're gonna do a quick family pickup."
Announcing.
"Hey boys, come on down. We're gonna do a quick family pickup." All right, let's do this.
It's getting late now. Everyone's leaving. So you call me up like every other evening. Same old when you need me. Kiss me just like before. I am lost now completely. Here we go again. Just like
I feel like most cleaning routines really kind of only involve the homemaker a lot of times, which in our house is me. Thank you very much. But sometimes including your family in the routine really makes just such a huge difference. I mean, don't get me wrong, like all our kids, we all have our own little chores that we do all the time, but including them in this daily cleaning routine, it just makes our house feel so much cleaner, way more often, twice a day to be exact, and it goes really fast. And honestly, it's kind of the same concept as when you help cook something, you're more likely to eat it, or at least that's the case when my kids help me cook. For us, it's the same way with cleaning. When they are responsible to clean it, they keep it a lot cleaner when they're a part of the process. I feel like we get so busy during the school year with sports and activities and all the things, but during summer, our family has a little bit more time. It is a little bit more chaotic sometimes, but we also just have a little bit more time together. And so I feel like this time of year really allows for this schedule. And we are honestly just loving it so much. During the school year, we will typically do this in the evening, but doing it twice a day makes such a huge difference. So if you have the time allowance for that in your house, I would definitely recommend trying it out.
feels the same when you hold me now. Like every time I fall fast, I'm fragile when you come around. I'm back where we started, and we caught it. I can't let go, and you know it, so that's why you're here. So you play me once again, love, and push my buttons once more. I'm back where we started, and we caught it. Same old,
You guys, you have no idea how happy it makes me to see our finished kitchen behind me as I'm like cleaning it. And I've told Kyle this, but every time I clean the kitchen, now that it's all finished, I feel like it's almost easier to clean because it's all done, which I think is just a psychological thing. But I am just so happy that we're finished with the kitchen. It turned out amazing, and it's just everything I wanted. I'm so thankful that we took our time. We saved up for this. We put in lots of sweat equity into this, and it just turned out exactly how I was hoping it would. But anyway, I did want to say I made a kitchen renovation playlist, and I will have that link down in my description box. But we shared the entire process here on this main channel, as well as over on our vlog channel, which is Kyle and Amanda. So if you're not already following us over on our Kyle and Amanda vlog channel, definitely check that out. But I'm not only excited because now we get the kitchen of our dreams, but we also are able to focus on other spaces in the house, like our laundry room, our pink bathroom, our bedroom, and maybe we'll even think about installing those doors on our guest bedroom that we've been neglecting for quite a while. But anyway, we are going to be actually taking a couple weeks break because we are getting ready to go on a trip to Montana. Maybe we'll film a video while we're there, maybe not. I'm not really sure kind of what that's all going to entail over there. But once we get back, we are jumping right into the bathroom makeover. We were actually hoping to get that done before we left, but it just wasn't in the cards. So we'll be sharing that video probably sometime like early July. So now it's time to go ahead and just pull down all of our spring decor. And I really loved how all of the spring decor came out. I did get some comments from a few of you saying that I should not have decorated with any black in our spring decor because that's not very springy. And at the time I was thinking like, I really like the little pops of black, so I just went with it. But now that I'm looking back, I'm like, maybe you guys were right. Maybe I should have held off on some of those black pieces. I didn't have a ton, but either way, I'm not including my black pieces in our summer decor because I really want that to be like super bright and fresh. But you guys will have to let me know what you think of the summer decor, especially compared to the spring decor that we had up until very recently, like right now. Of course, it is time to wipe the shelves down. So I am just using my dry duster at first, and then I'm going in with my e-cloth with just water and then drying them off with my glass and polishing cloth. Now, I would love to say that I do this like very, very frequently, but no, this is something I do only 4 times a year. I do it specifically once every season at the beginning, and it kind of works. Obviously, you can see it does get a little neglected and it does get a bit dusty, but at least it's getting done this often, right? But whenever I'm decorating, I definitely never skip out on this because, as you can tell, like it's very needed, and it's never easier to do than when I already have the ladder out and I already have everything pulled down. So I just go ahead, pull everything down, wipe everything off, and I'm good to go until next season. All right, so before we get to decorating, I do want to put together some of the little canvases that I got into frames that I have. That way I know I can kind of like get a better idea of where I want to put them, and we'll just be ready to like fully decorate the built-ins. Oh my gosh, how pretty is that? And I could actually just take the glass out and kind of attach it to the back of the frame if I wanted a more vintage look, but I think I might want to change them out here and there, so I think I'm just gonna leave it like this for now. So pretty. This is always such a great way to decorate on a budget. You can order prints like this or even download your own prints and print them out yourself. And then all you have to do is stick them in a frame that you either have, you can thrift a frame, or you can even find them new from the store if you don't have any for pretty cheap. So definitely an easy and affordable way to decorate for any season. And I am just swooning over these prints, especially the first three that I have. I feel like they are very summery, but in like a subtle way. I just love them.
He say hello, she say hello. Where this will go, nobody knows.
All right, this is always the most overwhelming part, is like just starting out. So what I like to do when I'm decorating shelves is I start with what I know. Like I know our diffuser will be over there. I know we will have a remote bowl somewhere on the first bottom shelf so that everyone can put their remotes, whatever. And then I just kind of build out from there. And anytime I get stuck, I will stop, move to a different area and come back to it, because it'll always come to you. It just might be in a different order or, setup than you had originally planned. So we're gonna start with the remote bowl. And then I love this piece so much, so I think I'm gonna try to see if I can put this down on the bottom just so that we see it like really, really all the time. It's kind of a focused piece. I typically love to add greenery or florals or something on most shelves. So I'm gonna try starting out with this little guy. Now I might end up grabbing like a little jar sometime and putting like live flowers in here, but for now I have these dried ones that I got, the baby's breath and lavender, and I'm gonna see if it kind of works to just set in here. The bottom little ring will actually keep them straight, or at least that's my hope.
Chasing neon lights, I'm looking for some kind of trace to lead me out of darkness. Give me a little faith, something to make me stronger, someone who could light the way. Then you came to me and you gave me reason.
Here I was obviously struggling on where to put these florals, and Liam came up to me and he said that he wanted to help me decorate, which I thought was like the cutest thing ever. And then very quickly he lost interest when Noah came and asked him if he wanted to play on the trampoline, and that was a lot more fun than decorating with mom, which I totally get. So anyway, he ran along, but before he left, Liam gave me the idea to use these florals on the coffee table, and I actually thought it was a great idea just because they are a bit taller. So I set them aside and went for some other options for the shelf. And as you can see, it's definitely a lot of trial and error. I know I talk about this every time I decorate, but truly don't give up whenever you're decorating. Just keep trying, moving things around, step back, go back up, move things around again, take another look. Like, it's definitely a process, but eventually you'll find the pieces that really go together. A lot of times I try to add a greenery piece to each shelf, and then I kind of try to stagger those greenery pieces. And then another tip that helps me is using the rule of threes. So that just means when you have groupings to use 3 items, and that usually just ends up looking really pleasing to the eye. So there are a lot of different tips that you can use when decorating, but those are a few of the things that kind of go through my head while I'm doing this. I'm really liking how it's turning out so far, and I feel like it's looking way more summery, a lot more bright. But you can see, like, I'm just adding in a few new pieces, but a lot of it is actually stuff I already had, and it's looking so different.
Every time we touch, I feel at home. There's no way I'd ever let you go. When you put your hands in mine, I know we're gonna be alright.
All right, one big tip that I have for decorating with decor that you already have is to pull everything down. Just like I did before, I actually wiped down and cleaned the shelves. But the reason I do that is because then you don't end up leaving things in the same place and just only adding in a few different things or shifting around a few items, and it kind of ends up looking like the same space. But when you actually pull everything down, then you really start with a clean slate, and then you end up pairing new things together, putting the decor items that you already have in new places, on new shelves, in new ways, things like that. And it just helps keep everything looking really fresh and not like just a repeat of the last season.
My side. Every time we touch, I feel at home. There's no way I'd ever
feel like this one can be used all year round just by changing out what I put in the little jars. Even for Christmas, you could put little sprigs of pine, and I feel like that would be so cute, or like little berries. I don't know. I have all these different plans and ideas in my head already, but I thought this was so pretty, and I love the mix of glass and metal and wood. But I just added in some fresh flowers for a pop of color, and then when I moved the bowl to the bottom shelf to make room for the flower vase stand, I ended up adding in these little lifesaver mints. Let me know if you've had these. They are like such a favorite in our house, and I feel like we're always grabbing them just whenever we step out the door.
Same, but go ahead and use me. I need it now. I need it now. All them pretty words always lame. You're trying to entice me.
For the coffee table centerpiece, I swapped out our round tray for a rectangle one, grabbed a vase from my office, and then I used florals that I got from Temu, and I mixed them with some of the olive branches that I had for years, and I just ended up loving the look of this so much. I feel like it's my favorite way I've ever styled our coffee table. Let me know what you think. All right, I'm loving how everything is turning out in here. I love this like center area on the coffee table, but I'm also going to have Kyle like drill in some pilot holes to these two chairs because the feet, like the rubber feet of them came off, and so we need to actually put new ones on so that it like doesn't scratch up our floor or anything. So I'm gonna have him work on that for a minute, and I'm gonna put the decor off to the side so that we can change up the pretty throw pillows.
Too much love for me. Got too much love for me. Got too much love for me. So much more than a natural built, and I won't lower myself. I play a different game. Got too much love for me. Love for me.
Do you hear that?
Here's one we just did.
Yeah. These ones have like feet, but they're these little like plastic ones. Kyle is just prying them off with a screwdriver.
Just stick the corner of your screwdriver in there and there we go.
Yeah. Taking those off, and then we're just going to add the feet, like screw in those other feet. And the nice thing is there's already a hole in here, so we don't even need to like pilot hole anything. You just screw them right in.
Right off the bat, I knew I loved you. You had that sparkle in your eyes, some kind of shimmer in your presence.
So a quick tip for pillows is if you want them to be like very full looking, either size down on your pillow cover or size up on your pillow insert, and that will make them look way more like plush and filled out. Otherwise they can be a little bit saggy. So like these pillow covers are, I believe, like 18 by 18, and then my pillow inserts are all 20 by 20. Look how full and pretty they look. I love this. I think these are one of my favorites. How pretty is that design?
There ain't no other way but you sing to me, as simple as I say. No need to overanalyze it. We grew apart more every day. When times get rough, I try to tell you we need to fight in every way. No hugs, no kisses could protect us from what the future had in store.
All right, the living room is looking so nice. I love it, and I love the new pillow covers. We are going to move into the dining room and the kitchen area, and then I will tackle the floors. I'm just not gonna do it right now. We have like all those feathers on the floor and just all the mess. So I'm gonna do all the mess making first, and then we'll tackle the floors at the end. I really like our table to stay very functional because we use our table daily. So I just don't want a ton of decor all over the table that's always getting in the way or anything. But what I do like to do is add a little table runner, and then I also kind of change out the fruit bowl. I have a few that I kind of go between. And on a side note, I actually have plans to change out our table and chairs to kind of match the sideboard that we redid and our island chairs and everything. Now, I actually already found some chairs to refinish on Facebook Marketplace, and those are patiently waiting in the garage for me to get to them. But I'm still searching for a table. I'm sure that I'm going to end up getting one from Facebook Marketplace, so it's just a matter of time until I find the right table at the right price. Okay, I actually think I ordered a darker one than this, but I do really like this one. So this is like an indoor-outdoor rug. It's really thin. I'm going to have to for sure like let it kind of relax because right now it still is trying to curl up. And then once it relaxes all the way, then I'll put like rug tape on it. But I do think it brightens the kitchen and looks really nice.
Whipping me into madness. I try to lay low, but I can never stay away from you. What do I? We can't stop it, so I keep on rolling in silence.
This is that acrylic birdhouse, so all I did is stick it to the window, added some bird seed, and now we are just waiting patiently for the birds to come. But the cats are definitely already interested, like wondering, what is this exactly? And then over on this side counter that we always refer to as our hot cocoa bar, even when we don't have hot cocoa or anything like that over there, I added that little leaf plant as a candle stand to protect the counters. And then I also used some old planters that I had to make my own little DIY herb garden, and then I just placed those on like an old cutting board that I had. I personally love having herbs in the kitchen, so I currently have basil, mint, and cilantro, but there's definitely a lot more herbs to choose from. Those are just like our favorites.
You see me running around in circles, feeling so sweet. But should it be like this? I'm loving the heat. I think I'm losing it.
Here I'm just cutting up the rest of those fresh flowers to put on the counter. I love having fresh flowers, and I feel like I haven't had any in a couple months, but I have like a funny little story. So back when Kyle and I were first married, maybe even we might have done this when we were dating, I'm not really sure, but definitely when we were like first married, we just did not have any extra money to go around at all. And so what we would do is whenever we were at the grocery store or wherever they would have fresh flowers, Kyle would walk through and he would look through all the different ones and he would pick one that he thought that I would love. And he would turn to me and tell me, these are the ones I would love to get you. And it was really sweet. We didn't end up buying the flowers because like I said, we had no money to buy anything extra. But it was just really sweet because he would like think about it and like pick which ones that he thought I would like. And so I kind of got the enjoyment of receiving flowers without actually receiving them, but it was just kind of a sweet thing. And then it became a thing that we did every time we would pass flowers. He would pick which ones he would give me and let me know which ones he would pick for me. And so it was so funny. The other day we were at the store and I told the boys about that story. And then I went to the store the other day with Liam and Noah. And without even thinking about it, we passed by some of their fresh flowers and Noah looked around and he goes, "Mom, I would love to get you these flowers." And he picked like a certain bouquet for me. And it was just so sweet because I didn't really think much about that story when I was telling it to them. It was just, you know, something I mentioned when we were walking throughout the store. But obviously it stuck with him and it was just so sweet that he decided to kind of take that upon himself and say that to me. And so it was just, I don't know, it made my day. But anyway, here I'm just showing you guys how everything turned out. You guys have to let me know what you think of everything. I definitely love it all.
I kinda simple, kinda wishful about things, and you're kinda simple, but like a pistol, you fire. Sometimes you get under my skin like a lover, and sometimes you don't wanna come back 'cause you'd rather stay out with another, talking to strangers and make out spontaneously. Now I'm so tired of hearing all your stories.
finally we are to making some yummy recipes. We're gonna start out with some homemade lemonade. All you're going to need for this is just water, lemons, and sugar. And I'm gonna add strawberries, so you can make it strawberry lemonade if you want, but I'll also just kind of include the base recipe of that. So let me grab all the ingredients. So for this recipe, you're going to need 1 cup of sugar, and this is regular sugar. It kind of looks like brown sugar, but it's just sugar in the raw. 7 1/4 cups of water, and the reason it's like random and it's 1/4 cup is because we are going to add in 3/4 cup of lemon juice. I do think fresh tastes best. However, this stuff, it's just pure lemon juice. This tastes very, very close, if not the same. And so I would say if you don't have fresh lemons, go ahead and use something like this. And then also if you don't have enough, you can supplement with this. And then we're going to add some strawberries as well. Okay, so first we're going to wash our lemons because we're actually going to use a little bit of the lemon peel. All right, first thing you want to do is actually roll your lemons. Kind of let the flesh of the lemon let go all the juice. You're just gonna sit there and roll it, and you can feel it in your hands. Like you can feel it's like really firm at first. See how it's like nice and squishy now? Just get a little bit extra. So next you're gonna wanna grab a saucepan. It doesn't have to be huge, but it's gonna have to be big enough to fit about 8 cups of water. What we're gonna do is go ahead, turn it up to high, and we can heat up some water. And then we're gonna let this come to a boil, and then once it comes to a boil, we're going to add in 1 cup of sugar, let that dissolve, make sure you're stirring it, and then I'll show you what to do next. So now we're gonna go ahead and grab a mesh strainer. And I actually did not even think about this, but if you use like sugar in the raw and it's darker colored, it's not gonna leave your lemonade looking really, you know, bright. It'll make it a little bit, oh gosh. Not that my towel did any help now, I see. Now I'm gonna take the lemon, the fresh squeezed lemon juice that we had earlier. So you're gonna dump the lemon juice in. Perfect. A good stir. And then you're gonna wanna add about like 3 cups of ice. 1, it will chill it, and 2, it will actually dilute it a little bit more. So for the strawberries, literally all you're going to do is just hull them, make sure you're washed first, and then we're going to just mash them with a fork. The next recipe I'm going to share with you guys is a 1-pot pasta recipe. However, for the last recipe, I'm going to share a really delicious salad. And in that salad, I'm going to add like some corn. And I figured this is the perfect time for me to show you guys how I do homemade like corn on the cob. It is the best you will ever have. So good and super easy. So all you're going to do is fill up your pot with water and bring that to a boil.
There's another side of you trying to break through.
All right, so the water is boiling. So what you're gonna do is turn it off. Then you're going to put your corn, right into that water that was just boiling. And then you just want to take a lid, take one that's smaller than the pot, and kind of submerge it a little bit. This is not gonna work because I don't have like my little tiny lids anymore. You just want to like try to push the corn down into the water, and then you're just gonna set a timer for 10 minutes just like that, and then you'll pull it out and it'll be good to go. So good. So now while our corn is heating up, I'm gonna show you that one pot pasta meal. This comes together super quick, perfect for summer, really like fresh tasting. This is really easy if you're gluten-free, dairy-free, like just don't put in the cheese or put in a gluten-free pasta and you'll be good to go. Okay, so for this recipe, you're going to need some linguine pasta, also some chicken stock, or I just like to use the better than bouillon. You're gonna need 1 red onion, a can of fire roasted tomatoes, some fresh basil, so obviously it doesn't have to come in a pot like this, but any kind of fresh basil will do. You'll need some garlic, the juice and zest from 1 lemon, some olive oil of course, salt and pepper, and then some Parmesan. So again, this is optional, but if you can have it, it's yummy. Totally not necessary though.
All you ever do is say how far you wanna go. Baby, I can tell it's just for
I think I forgot to mention this, but all the recipes that I pretty much ever share on my channel are over on my website. And then I also have recipe cards included in the videos so that you can screenshot them. But if you want to like print them out or anything, then you can go ahead and check out my website for that. But this recipe is so simple. Literally, all I have to do to prep it is chop up the onion and I guess the basil, and then everything I'm going to add into the pot. So simple. I'm gonna lift that off safely. And then from here, you can just leave it in there until you are ready to take it out, or you can go ahead and take it out. And if as soon as you take it out, I would just recommend putting butter on it if that's what you want to do.
as planned. So you don't know what it means to be
Okay, so you're gonna want to start with a large pot like this, and into that I'm going to add in my pasta. Next, we're going to add in our diced tomatoes, and these are fire roasted tomatoes, which is going to give this dish a really delicious taste and flavor. Next, you're gonna wanna add about ½ a cup of fresh basil. And the best way to do herbs is, what you wanna do is like clump them up like this, and then you kind of roll them, and it just keeps them nice in like a little package, and then you slice them like that. Next, we'll add in some garlic, and I always say I measure garlic with my heart. So I put in a ton. If you don't want this much, you don't have to, but otherwise you'll put in maybe a tablespoon or so. Next, we're going to add the juice and zest of 1 lemon. And then we're gonna do the same thing that we did earlier, and we'll roll the lemon, and that will let all those juices kind of flow into it a little better. And then we are going to add in about 2 tablespoons of olive oil or avocado oil, whatever you have. And then a little salt and pepper. And you can of course add more at the end. So I just do a little to start out. And then finally we're going to pour all of our chicken stock right over that. And then just add the water to it, and it just makes its own little stock. So now we are just going to bring that to a boil, and once it starts boiling, we'll boil it for like 8 to 10 minutes or so until the pasta is al dente, and then it is done. So super easy.
I know that you're not blind. Tell me what is really on your mind. You know you're
When I went into the fridge to get the stuff for the next recipe, I remembered I had got the broccoli so I could add it into this dish. You totally don't have to, but if you want to like up your veggies, do that. You can add kind of whatever veggies you want into it. You can also even add like chicken or whatever. I am going to go ahead and chop up a few of the florets and add that into the pasta. While it's cooking, I'm gonna show you what we need for our next recipe. So we are going to be making like a honey mustard summer chicken salad. So for the salad itself, you will of course need some lettuce. This is just some romaine lettuce. And then you will also want some corn. Again, that can be corn on the cob, that can be canned corn, frozen corn, whatever. You'll also want some chicken. I'm taking the easy route today and doing cooked chicken. You'll need some strawberries, some avocado, and some bacon cooked and chopped up, or some bacon bits. All right, now for the dressing slash marinade, you're going to need some Dijon mustard, and try to get like a more, I don't know, rustic one with more of like the whole seeds. That will give you a lot of extra flavor. Next, you're going to have some green onion, also some olive or avocado oil, as well as some honey and balsamic vinegar. And then of course, you'll have a little bit of salt and pepper to that as well. The pasta is all done cooking. How good does that look, you guys? You have to try this out. It is so tasty. So then you can continue cooking it until it's like as saucy as you want, or not saucy. From here you can add some Parmesan cheese if you want. I'm not gonna add it to the whole dish, but I'll kind of just add it on top of whoever wants some. So to make the dressing, you're just going to chop up a green onion. Then you'll add in 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard, 1 tablespoon of oil, half a tablespoon of honey, 1 teaspoon of balsamic vinegar, and then salt and pepper to taste. And then just go ahead and give that a good mix. And also, if you are cooking the chicken yourself, I would go ahead and make a bigger batch of this dressing and actually marinate your chicken in it. It will taste so amazing that way. Now, I normally would not have put this many onions in mine because that is like a lot of green onions. However, my green onions were just really big this time, and I just figured, why not? So now that we have that dressing made, I'm just going to prep out my lettuce, chop up my corn, chop up the avocado, the strawberries, all that, and then we will just put it all together. It is so easy.
Why do I make things complicated? Why do I lose all my control? I keep on letting my bad habits make us both come crashing to the floor. Something to save us, close but we're strangers. Feel like we're far apart. Stripping down the middle. Stripping down the middle. Stripping down the middle. This is not what we should be. Try to get the best of me.
Where did the bacon go? I bet you one of the cats came and grabbed it when I walked out.
Something to save us, close but we're strangers. Feel like we're far apart.
Okay, well, if your cats do not get into your bacon, you would add bacon onto your salad, and it's just that finishing touch, and then you add your dressing on. I cannot believe they did that. Naughty little cats. I need to go quarantine them in case they get sick now.
Stripping down the middle. This is not what
All right, we just finished up dinner. It was so good, you guys. You guys have to try those recipes out. But before we can officially say we are done, I want to get all of those feathers vacuumed up from changing out the pillow covers and everything. And then I also got this little tool from Temu. It's like a carpet scraper thing. And I think it's gonna make a big difference in getting like all the pet hair out of our rug, because I'm just pretty sure we're gonna find a lot. So we'll get it vacuumed, I'll get it scraped, and then I'll show you guys how everything turned out.
Wake up 2 p.m. I don't know where we are. Looks like a cheap
So all these feathers came out of our throw pillows. I was just picking them all out because I feel like that's always how it goes every season when I change out the throw pillows. So I'm getting those all vacuumed up with our vacuum. And I did want to share again, this vacuum is back on sale for 50% off. So it's under $200. Last time I shared about that sale, it actually went off sale really quickly, and a lot of you guys missed out on it. So I told you I would go ahead and let you know next time it goes on sale. So I will have that link down in the description box. So if you are in the market for a new vacuum, definitely check that sale out. And also, are you seeing this? Like, are you as amazed as I am? I am equally amazed as I am disgusted that this is stuck in my carpet, but seriously, you guys need one of these little carpet scraper things. It worked amazing. I literally did not even do the entire carpet. I'm gonna have to spend more time doing this later, but look at all this.
Just from like over there.
It's literally just right here and like a little behind the couch. And all this came up right after vacuuming. That is nuts. You guys have to get one of these. You guys gotta get one of these.
knows that I could go anywhere, as long as you're with me.
Finally, after everything today, we are doing a nighttime family pickup just to clean up dinner and everything. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed all of our summer decorating, summer recipes, and all the things that we did. And I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys. We are already a few weeks into summer, and we actually have a big trip to Montana planned. That is where Kyle and I are from originally. One of Kyle's cousins is getting married, and then also just to spend time with family this summer. So we're really excited, but needless to say, there are like 1,000 things that I need to get done before we leave. So I figured I would take you guys along with me as I prepare for our vacation. We will get into my forever long to-do list.
I wanna hear you say that you only want me.
Waves keep thinking about you all the time, like crazy. Knowing you're here by my side, and I was doing fine on my own. But baby, you make me a whole lot better.
I recently ordered some new Eurosham pillow covers and inserts, and I am finally taking them out of the packaging and going ahead and getting them put on the bed. I've wanted to do this for a while, and it's just been not even on my mind lately. So now that we've kind of finished up a lot of house projects, of course our kitchen renovation and all that, we're just able to kind of push our mind into some other things. And I did want to share a great tip. If you order pillow inserts online, you'll notice they come very, very squished up into a tiny box. And so the best way that I've found to really fluff them up is by popping them in the dryer. So you will notice how incredibly fluffy they are in just a minute. When we pull them out of the dryer, it's amazing.
I don't usually fall for someone. I don't even care who I run from. You're
All right, you have to let me know, do you have throw pillows on your bed? Sometimes I honestly will debate like not having them on our bed and just going with our regular pillows that we sleep with every night, just because it is, you know, kind of annoying. It's just one extra step that you have to do each day. But I also feel like it's so comfortable when you go sit on the bed, maybe you're working on your bed or maybe you're folding laundry, whatever the case may be. It's really comfortable to go sit in your room up against all those pillows. It's just so cozy. And of course, I'm just a sucker for how it looks. I feel like it looks so pretty. So I still keep doing it, but let me know in the comments if you have any throw pillows on your bed or if you are not a fan of them.
No, I just think they got too much to say. You're on my mind, on my mind.
All right, let's play a quick little game of Would You Rather. This is like one of my kids' favorite games to play, especially Liam's. He will play this all day long. But like anytime we're in the car, we're bored or whatever, I feel like we always start up a game of Would You Rather, and it just entertains them to no end. So anyway, my Would You Rather question is, would you rather never ever do laundry again, specifically putting laundry away, or would you choose to never clean your bathroom again? I feel like this is a very close comparison for me, but with a house full of boys, I would have to say to never clean bathrooms again because, you know, I don't need to get into it. I'm sure you know exactly why. But laundry, I have to say, would be a very close second. Laundry is really not all that terrible, but having to do it so often and just how time consuming it can be to like put everything away, I think that's what gets me about laundry. But I'd still go with bathrooms. All right, now that everything is nice and clean in our bedroom, I just wanted to get the floors tackled, but I didn't want to take the time to do it. So I am just taking the convenient route and letting our robot vacuum take care of the floors for me. We are going to clean the kitchen and all the other things and get the dog ready, like all this stuff, but I need to quickly try to make a to-do list, and I also want to make my packing list. If you guys have a good way to do this, let me know. I just go old style with pen and paper and it works. So I'm gonna go ahead and make all that real quick, and then we will get to everything else. Okay, so I know, I'm sure I'm gonna like figure out more things that we need, but this is how I typically do my list, and I feel like it's a little bit redundant because like I write the same thing across, but this way basically I will go into like each person's room, cross it off, so I have like how many they need of everything and then the item. That way I just know like I never really miss anything this way. And then I do the same thing. These are like toiletry items. Obviously I have the most items, and like Liam and Noah, the only thing I can think of right now is like their toothbrushes and stuff, but I'm sure I'll think of more things as I go. But usually I make this list like the night before or something, so I'm actually ahead of schedule because we still have a little bit of time before we go. So I won't be packing this today, but this way I have my list and I can just be really thorough. This is one of the first like big trips that our family has taken in a while. For a long time we've lived in driving distance, like we lived 13 hours away and then we lived in Utah like 7 hours away, but here we're about 20 hours, and so we just are not gonna drive it really. I mean, like we actually were thinking about it, but we ended up being able to find some really cheap flights, and so we are going to fly. Anytime we go on a trip, I really want to make sure that everything is clean, because like you just never want to come home to a big mess. And so I'm just gonna go through, be pretty thorough and like clean everything up. We're gonna start in the kitchen, and then I actually need to go wash Emma because our friends are going to be watching her, thankfully for us, and I don't want to give them a stinky dog. It feels really good having my list done, and then this to-do list before we leave is just, I'm sure gonna be like added on to, but I feel like it's already pretty long. We have a lot of things to do and not a lot of time to do them. So let's get back to it.
When we are together, we're like the fountain of youth. I can hear them talking so far away from the truth. You and me won't take notice of any smooth talk or bad vibes. Climbing up and you know it. You and me, we're staying alive. Alive, forever alive. So hear me out. I'm telling you now, we're gonna go all the way up. 'Cause we got it all figured it out. For the both of us, we've been rolling out, top down. Telling you now, we're gonna go all the way up. 'Cause we got it all figured it out. For the both of us, we've been rolling out, top down.
So as you may know, we got a new cooktop. It's actually an induction cooktop. Whenever we did our kitchen renovation, we replaced our old, not really working very well electric cooktop, and I'm so happy. Like, I love the induction so much. But one thing with them is they can be a little finicky with like which pots and pans work really well with them. And my beautiful terracotta colored ones don't work the best with them. So I'm actually washing these up. I'm going to be giving these to my sister. And then I'm also washing up all of the new pots and pans. We were at Costco the other day and they had a great deal on these. And Kyle's actually had his eyes on these ones for a while. I guess he was going to surprise me with a new pots and pans set because he had kind of held back some money from our kitchen renovation. And so that was really exciting because I didn't know that new pots and pans were like in the budget, but it worked out that way. And I am so in love with the new pans. I feel like they're working super, super well. It's really neat because they're actually a hybrid of stainless steel and nonstick. So if you're interested in checking them out, I'll link them down below. You definitely don't need to have induction cooktops to have them, but they are just like a really nice high quality pots and pan set.
We're moving through the night like we're from a different star. Flying over streets and a broken heart. But they can't even touch us, we found a different beat. Paradise is waiting and we brought the lead. Oh, getting caught in the mist, there's so many that never get out of. They're feeding the fears and the doubt. Ooh, but we go and we run to the end and we run without shame. We overcame, and we ride on the flames till the morning light, baby, 'cause we're dynamite. Ain't nobody gonna hold us down. Break all the rules, let them run and hide, baby, 'cause we're dynamite. Gonna let the world know. We're dynamite. We're from a different time, yeah, we're of a different breed. 'Cause what we got is timeless, we supersede. And we're holding the key, yeah, we're tight as can be. We're rolling, just like we please. Ooh, getting caught in the mist is
Oh my gosh, whenever I was folding all of my kitchen towels, I seriously noticed I really need to boil my e-cloths again. I've shared that here on the channel before, but I like to boil them every few months and they are like in desperate need of that. But I'm also wanting to strip our laundry and just get those really nice and clean. But before I do that, I would actually love to get any of your tips on stripping laundry if you have any. If you've done that before and you've learned anything, let me know, because that's gonna be coming up pretty soon. Probably once we get back from our trip, I'll end up stripping our laundry and getting that kind of taken care of. All right, tell me what your summer cleaning routine has been like, or have you not had one? I do kind of have like a morning and night routine, but I really struggle with summer cleaning routines. It feels like it's a lot of times just pretty chaotic. But this summer we've actually done really well. We have a family cleaning routine. We do like a whole house pickup in the morning and then a whole house pickup at night. And then I've just kind of been doing, whatever deep cleaning whenever it needs to be done. I definitely don't feel like that's the most effective way to do it, but it's kind of worked, and I'll work on my cleaning routine another day. Also, let me know, do you have any trips planned this summer? I'm like very torn right now. Like, I'm excited for the trip. I'm excited to see family. I'm excited for all that fun stuff. But I feel like as an adult, there is so much that you have to get done before a trip that I'm like questioning, is it even worth it? Like, or would it just be a lot easier to just stay home and hang out here? I think once we're there, it'll be so much fun and it'll be like, oh yeah, all this work was totally worth it. But when you're in the thick of it, honestly, it just makes me tired. And it makes me really miss being a kid when like all you had to do was worry about packing your own bag and saying bye to your friends for a week. But probably I should just take my own advice that I give my kids all the time and not really take life too seriously. Like, we only get one life, so just do what we can to enjoy it and not worry about all the pressures that honestly we probably just put on ourselves that really aren't actually necessary. All right, I want to talk about this pet feeder for just a second because anytime you guys see it, you always ask like, what is that? If we like it, how long we've had it, all that stuff. So we have had this for several years. We got it back when we lived in Utah, and I love it because as you can see, like anytime the water will slosh out of the top, it goes into the holes and into that bottom compartment, which means that if you have wood floors, things like that, you're not going to be damaging your floors with a bunch of water damage. And for us, like we have a bunch of pets, and so we definitely need something with big capacity like this. Now this does come in a few different sizes, but we also, need something that is pretty easy to manage and something that won't damage our floors. And so this has worked so perfectly. Now we actually feed our cats with an automatic feeder, and then we feed Emma some wet food, which you'll see in just a minute. So this feeder has actually kind of converted for us into just a really big water feeder, but it's worked out super, super well. But as you can see, it needed a little love. It needed some cleaning. So I took it outside, scrubbed it down, and then I'm just letting it dry. And then I'm going to go ahead and give Emma a good bath. I mean, she really just needed it anyway, but especially since we are having people watch her, I just don't want her to be a stinky dog at their house. So she's going to get a nice bath and get all fresh and clean. You feel fresh and clean? Good girl. She's like, okay, now I want a snack. She's like, I did so good. Oh, and those nice clean windows. I wonder how they get so dirty. All right, you ready? Look how fluffy. Okay, Emma, you want your food? Emma, do you want your food? Do you want your food? Okay, okay. You are gonna have to wait out here. Okay, Emma, go lay down. Go lay down, I'll go get your food. Oh, they locked me out. So we actually just had Noah's birthday party. He turned 7, which that's a whole nother topic. I just can't believe he's 7. So I just went outside and tackled that really quick. And then I was talking to one of my friends about this, but I feel like we put so much pressure on ourselves to do these like really elaborate, fully themed birthday parties. And in the end, I feel like it's something that's really not necessary for our kids. Like, I can speak for our kids. They really don't care so much about that. With Noah, his party was so simple. We had a cake. I did do a little piñata. We had swimming. We had friends over, some pizza. Like, he had a blast. And there were no themes, no elaborate decorations. It was just very simple. And it was honestly just perfect. And I just thought about that when I was getting ready for his party, because at first I was feeling really guilty, like, oh, I'm only going to be able to have time to do, just like a regular party, like nothing elaborate or fancy. And then it was like, he really wasn't missing out on anything. And so it just kind of gave me that peace. So if you ever feel that same way, give yourself some peace too, because kids really don't need a whole lot to be impressed and be very grateful for what they have.
Gotta get it right now. Yeah, push all the limits with you right now. Gotta get it right now. Yeah, push all the limits with you right now. Gotta get it right now. Yeah, push all the limits with you right now. Gotta get it right now. Yeah, push all the limits with you right now.
Here, I just actually went outside to grab our rug. We had actually laid it outside just to kind of loosen the fibers and allow the heat from the sun to kind of help it lay a little bit more flat in the kitchen. All right, Luke just got home from camp like, I don't know, an hour ago or so. So he brought in all of his stinky camp stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and run whatever I can through the wash, get that put away, and then we're gonna continue on with cleaning.
I'm wondering how many men that you trapped and dumped in the ocean. I wish that I could understand.
Do your kids go to camp during the summer, or like multiple camps during the summer? Or did you usually go to a camp during the summer? I feel like a lot of my friends are like, yeah, our kids go to camp like every single year. And I maybe just am not on top of it enough, but I feel like a lot of summers we don't do any camps for our kids really. But Luke had so much fun at this camp that it kind of makes me feel like maybe we should make that a priority and try to get our kids in at least like one camp during the summer.
In the ocean, nobody can hear you screaming. And if I knew better, I would never need the rush. And if I just think twice, I never would have had this feeling. I should have said no, 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 no. I've never choose to let this slip, but I'm here somewhere in the ocean. Still wrapped around your fingertip, just like beating round the bush. I'm half the man I used to be after being dumped in the ocean. I bet that you don't even care if my body drifts ashore. Here in the ocean, nobody can hear you screaming. And if I knew better, I would never need the rush. And if I just think twice, I never would have had this feeling. I should have said no, 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 no. But if you asking me, I'm pretty sure that I'll come running. Though I should say no, 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 no.
All right, let me know what is on your to-do list every time you go on a vacation or a trip. Definitely, like one of the top things that I make sure that I do every single time is clean the entire house. Everything needs to be put away, pretty much wiped down, all dishes, all that kind of stuff. Like everything just needs to be really clean. Also our fridge, I won't do that until like the night before we leave. But for me, like that is so necessary to get your house totally clean, because I feel like when you get back from a vacation, walking into a house that is unclean just feels so stale. And then like you're already tired from your trip, and then you get back and have to do a bunch of work cleaning your house. It's just a big no for me. So I will get no sleep the night before if I didn't get it done earlier, but I will not leave the house without cleaning it. Like it's a non-negotiable for me. Emma is getting older. Gosh, okay, I'm gonna have to think for a second how old she is. So she was born actually on Doomsday, which was December 21st, 2012. So it's 2023 now. So she is going to be, is that right? She would be turning 11. I think she just turned 10 this last December. So yeah, she is like 10 and a half years old now. So she definitely sleeps and rests a lot more than she did when she was younger. But she has been such a good dog. She is a border collie, and I honestly love that breed. I feel like they're the perfect size. They're very great family dogs, and we've just loved having her. Now, funny enough, I'm actually allergic to dogs. Like when I pet Emma, I actually have to go wash my hands right after, because if I touch my eye, it will swell up. Like the white of my eye will get so swollen. So that's kind of annoying, but it's worth it. But let me know in the comments, do you have a dog or dogs? And if so, what kind? Like tell me what breed they are. Oh, the joys of working from home. It's actually like a huge blessing. I'm so thankful to be able to work from home, but it's definitely a struggle just having your office and having your work be right in your home. Like there's not a lot of separation. So I feel like the work-home balance is always a struggle. It's something I'm always working on. And it's funny because I'm 33 now, and I just remember growing up thinking like parents and adults, like they just had their life together. Like they knew all the things, they did life perfectly, like all that stuff. And now that I'm in their shoes, I'm like just winging it constantly, trying to do my best. But it's funny how when you're a kid, like your perception of life is just so different than how it really is, which is great because I think it's great for kids to not understand all the elements of life and, you know, just have a little bit more simple life. But it's just always funny to me how I just had this like amazing perception of adults like having everything together, and it's just not that way. I was not planning on sharing a recipe in today's video. However, I'm gonna make dinner anyway, so I figured I might as well share with you guys because I've never shared this before. So this is how I make ramen. It is one of my family's favorites. Like they always ask for it when it's their birthday. They ask for ramen. Like they love this stuff. So all I do is I do go to like the Asian aisle with Korean and Japanese style food, and I will get like an authentic, at least as authentic as you can get here in the US. And then I also get a pork loin. I typically will try to get like a teriyaki one. They didn't have any, so this is just a roasted garlic and herb marinated pork loin. Then you will add in some eggs. We are going to try to soft boil these. I try to soft boil them as best I can. And then we're also going to saute up some cabbage. Now, I actually will use cabbage for my noodles because I'm gluten-free typically. For everyone else, they will just add the cabbage on as a topping. Do what you want, but if you are gluten-free as well and you don't want to do like a specialty gluten-free noodle, the cabbage actually tastes amazing and you really don't miss, or at least for me, like I really don't miss not having the noodles. Okay, so to start this out, I just pulled out my Instant Pot. You don't have to have an Instant Pot. You can do this over the stove or however you want. But if you have an Instant Pot, I just put the pork loin in for 15 minutes. I had about 1 cup of water, which allows it to come to pressure. And then if you are not using a pre-marinated pork loin, I would just suggest adding in your own seasonings, but either way is fine. Next, you're going to fill a large pot with water, and I add in extra water than the packaging actually says because I will be using the broth packets, but I do like to add my own flavor to that as well, and we just like to have a little bit extra broth. And then you just want to go ahead and heat that water to a boil, and then while that is heating up, I go ahead and chop up all my cabbage, and I saute that with a little oil and salt and pepper. Then I go ahead and boil my eggs, and I only ever cook boiled eggs in this little egg cooker. It just makes the perfect eggs every single time, and I love it so much. So as you can see, everything kind of gets started and then it just cooks all at once. And then once the water is boiling, you're going to add in your noodles, the flavor packets, 1 tablespoon of oil, and then I did forget to show you guys this, but I do also love to add in fresh ginger or the pre-minced ginger like this, and it will just add such an amazing element of flavor to this. So you're just going to cook the noodles until they're soft and cook the cabbage until it's softened down as well. Then by this time, usually the eggs are done cooking, and so I put those immediately into an ice bath just to stop the cooking. And then I'll go ahead and just prep any toppings like green onions or extra veggies. Like I'm cutting up some sugar snap peas right here, but you can really add whatever you want. And then once the pork is all done, I drain off the liquid, slice it up, return it to my Instant Pot, and then I just like to saute it for a few more minutes and make sure that it's completely done cooking because you do not want raw pork. Then last, you are just going to add your noodles to a bowl, add whatever toppings, and then pour the broth right over top and enjoy. That's all there is to this, but it is so delicious. Let me know if your mouth is watering from this because mine totally is. Once we finished dinner, we just went ahead and tidied the kitchen for the evening. Now, like I mentioned, there is still more to do on my to-do list and getting ready for our trip. Like, for example, I need to go through our fridge, we need to pack, like all that kind of stuff. But it does feel so good to get so much checked off the list and get the house really nice and clean before our trip. Also, if you're still here, let me know, would you rather see a super relaxing after dark clean with me next week, or would you rather see an updated house tour? I'm definitely going to share both of those videos, but whatever you guys vote on is what we will share next week, and then the other one will go after. So let me know in the comments, and if you're not already subscribed to the channel, be sure you subscribe down below, and I will see you right back here in the next video. Bye guys!